Boing. 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 Smash. Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. Another Dominaria United draft in store for you all today with a pack one pick one rare of Llanowar Loam Speaker that will not be going into our deck. Our opponent on Monday had this. Monday, I don't know what day it was. Our opponent in a recent draft had this, and it was, fine, but it's not a rare level card that we need to be taking. Resolute Reinforcements is good for white go wide decks, so is Take Up the Shield, Essence Scatter great in blue, Citizen's Arrest fine in white. I do like Writhing Necromass decks a lot, but Rona's Vortex is going to be my pick. 1 mana bounce a thing, or 4 mana put it on the bottom of their library. I really like blue-black in this format, and I think Rona's Vortex fits very nicely into that deck. And now we have Tatyova, which is not a deck I've drafted very often, but there's also Rager and Terror here, and I think I'm going to start with Terror. Vortex into Terror is the exact kind of start you want in a spells-based Tolarian Terror deck in this format, and that's really what I want to be doing here. If we took, like, a nice, I could very much see you going with Tatyova here, because, some people are a lot more prone to drafting Domain in this format. Domain scares me a little bit because of the train wrecks that could happen. I do Domain on my own time off the channel, so you don't see how poorly it goes sometimes. Sometimes it goes well, but sometimes it does not. But the lot of more streamlined decks are really what I'm interested in here. And going Vortex into Terror into Essence Scatter is basically exactly what I'm looking for doing here. So, right? Writhing Necromass doesn't go in the same deck as Terror. Usually, sometimes it can if you have the perfect build of blue-black, but we're just going to slam Essence Scatter here. And look to follow that up with some more blue something cards here. The Raven Man is not a card I'm particularly interested in. Braid's Frightful Return, also not really. This is much more of a black-white card. Dragon Whelp is fine. These two. Cavalier's pretty good, but I think we're trying to go down a blue spells-based path, and I think Beachfront is going to be a good enough pick if we can find some splashable cards here. So if we're going blue-black, Rona, Sheoldred's Faithful could be decent if we have instants and sorceries, which we already have 2, which we would play. Take Up the Shield for blue-white, Soul Tender for self-mill, which could be pretty good with Terror if we do blue-black. And I think it's just between these two, or maybe a Haunted Mire for splashing, but I'm going to take my first Soul Tender here and see where that goes. No blue and no spells, so here we're looking at Splatter Goblin, probably. I haven't minded this card as a 2-drop. Ooh, a 7th pick Tatyova. With no spells and no black? Okay. I guess I'm taking Tatyova here and seeing where this goes. Now I think we take Impulse over Figment and all of these random green creatures. Impulse could kind of go in both of these decks. On the wheel, we get the Necromass, so depends on how many Soul Tenders and Self-Mill we have, but this could work out. And now we have another Beachfront versus Toxic Abomination. There's also Radiant Grove, but I'm going to take the Beachfront here. I don't care about any of these cards, and we'll see kind of how this goes. I'd still like to be blue-black spells, but that could be cut. You never know. Tatyova means heavy green, or just heavy take lands and be domain. I'll take a land here, I guess. Rootwalla? Blue-green domain, anyone? So we're kind of drafting a couple of decks here, which is not a bad spot to be in this format. And we'll see what we open in Defiler of Dreams. And Eerie Soul Tender. How many blue permanents do we have? Just Tolarian Terror, which is not great. So there's Sunlit Marsh for a domain thing. There's Soul Tender for another self-mill thing. There's Shore Up. There's Conscripts. I mean, Defiler is good, but you have to have the correct deck for it. Otherwise, it's a 5-mana 4/3 flyer with minimal upside. So I think I might actually take the Soul Tender here. If we had like three or four blue permanents already, I'd probably take this. I guess Tatiova's a blue permanent. So we have 2. I'm going to pass on it. I'm going to take the Soul Tender. And maybe regret it later, but we'll see. Extinguish the Lights. Probably going to be the pick here over Geothermal Bog, Vineshaper Prodigy, Elfhame Worm. Yeah, pretty easy Extinguish the Light there, I think. Now there's an Aquifer, another Soul Tender, and a Geyser. This is an interesting one. I think I'm going to take the Geyser here. We have 7 creatures, 4 instants, and going to be a sorcery. Take that over the 3rd Soul Tender. Yeah, this is one of the best commons in the set, in my opinion. I'm going to go ahead and take the Geyser. Now we've got Sea Scavenger, Apparition, Figment. I don't really want to play any of these cards, really. That pick doesn't matter too much. And now we see a Micromancer with a Vortex already in the pile. Sunlit Marsh would be a good pick as well, but we're definitely taking Micromancer here. Love me a Micromancer. Another Geyser pick 6, yes please. Also wouldn't mind a Shore Up or a Prophecy or even an Espionage, but I love me a Tolarian Geyser. I think the green kind of dream has sailed here. Joda. Would not mind opening this pack 1, pick 1, and building around it. That could be a fun deck. But I'll take the Haunted Mire here, and who knows what comes pack 3. I don't really care about any of these things either. I guess the highest probability making the deck is Tidepool Turtle, but I don't really want to play that one either. Would love to find a Shore Up, a Beachfront, a Marsh, and a Grotto. Let's take the Marsh to get more white. We have the ability to splash a couple green cards if we want to. So far, I don't think we do. This isn't really a splash. Joint Exploration, it's kind of a splash. Maybe we play that if we get another Terror or so. Tide Turner in a pinch, but ideally not. And Tortoise, no thanks. Well, we open the blue and the black Defiler here. Now, this one we have 1, 2, 3, 4 triggers for. And there's a Shore Up in the pack, there's a Geyser in the pack, and a Tribute to Urborg in the pack. We only have 6 creatures so far. I think we're looking to be more of a spells-based deck than a creature-based deck, and the Defilers are not good in spells decks, like at all. It's a 4-mana 4/4 that sometimes gets an aggressive trigger, and we're not looking to be aggressive. So I'm going to pass that card, unfortunately. Connoisseur, no thanks. Another Geyser. Can we have 4 of them? Wrath is pretty good as well. We are very, very low on creatures in this deck, so I think we're just going to be a pretty hard control deck. Monstrous Warleech is really good. Very, very good pickup for us here because we have Terror and Necromass already. Either of those going to the yard make this quite good. We can splash it pretty easily. It's not even a splash. I mean, we can kick it pretty easily, I mean. So we're going to take the Monstrous Warleech here. Temporal Firestorm is too far away for us. There's LSO Core on the splash, but we're not much of a creatures deck. I think this is probably just a Crystal Grotto here. Yeah, I think I'll take the Grotto. Academy Wall, Battlefly Swarm, Warhorse, Sunlit Marsh Grotto. I think I'll take another land. I do have to be a little worried about making playables here. I mean, we have plenty of cards on the sideboard we could put in if we had to. Currently have 5 instants, 4 sorceries, 7 creatures. So this is actually a pretty good Academy Lore Master deck, I think. Right? I mean, we have Impulse, Essence Scatter, Joint Exploration as instants to hold up, Extinguish the Light. So this could be playable in this deck. Oops, wrong pick. Taking the Shore up here, I'm pretty sure I wouldn't mind either of these. Choking Miasma is actually quite good, but with Micromancer, I want to make sure I get this Shore up. Get another target. Now I regret that because we have another one here, but Vidalian Hexcatcher, no. Phyrexian Espionage, Bone Splinters, another Shore Up. I think I'll take the Espionage. We don't really have great Shore Up targets. I just wanted one copy for sure. Could take Relic of Legends, but I think I'll take a Radiant Grove. I think I'm just going to rare draft here. So we have lots of green. Lots of lands here too. Is Tatyova a possible splash in this deck? Maybe I should have taken the Radiant Grove over the beachfront there, but you might have to play this stupid thing. Tatyova could be a splash. Let's see. I mean, splashing 2 green pips is not really a splash. So we'd need 4 more cards if we did it like this. What do we have? What's our... Oops. The Necromass is like not great here, but we do have double Soul Tender. Lots of cards to kind of get us there. And we kind of need another expensive creature to make Warleech good and just another creature to be a threat. Because right now we are winning this game with Terror and Necromass and Warleech, and that is about it. And card advantage. Figment could be another win con. Yeah, that's basically what we're looking at. Maybe, again, we need 3 more cards, so we have to go like this, this, and this. Well, we took all of the lands and didn't really get there on using them. 11 spells for the singular terror that we saw. Do we have any reason to want green in this deck? Joint Exploration is the only reason. With double Radiant Grove, Haunted Mire, Crystal Grotto. That's 4 green sources. We currently have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 blue, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 black. These are not, the Radiant Groves are not good. So now we have 9, 10 blue, and 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 black. That's much better. With 5 white sources for our quadruple Tolarian Geysers and a Crystal Grotto and a Haunted Mire. to splash the exploration off of. Yeah, it's a typical control deck, and we didn't really get there on win cons necessarily, but, you know, this deck can definitely do some things. It's got a lot of value in it. Double Soul Tender, getting back our Terrors and Necromasses, all that kind of thing, so it can do things. So let's go ahead and keep this hand here. And hope we can do the thing. The thing being winning enough matches to be relevant. Go ahead and start on Figment, get a creature down here. Then we can hold up Scatter and Shore Up. Okay. I mean, I guess I'm okay trading here. I think I'm going to scatter the steel... No, I think I'm going to block the Steel Crusher here to prevent some damage against red-white. Especially if he enlists, yeah. No play at all. Okay, scry to draw a card. Alright, go ahead. They missed a land drop too. They're going to have all the time in the world to find their lands in this game. Alright, well I think we're definitely kicking this. See what we can find here. Oh baby. Got ourselves a Tolarian Terror, a turn 5 Warleech. Oh, come on. I definitely should have waited so I had Shore Up. I did not think about Destroy Evil. That was bad. Okay. Well, we don't really want to kick this because then they could, or kick this back to their hand because then they could cast it as a 3/3. Well, we got rid of two of our basic, got rid of Micromancer, Terror, and Warleech already, so we have a Necromass as like one of our only like effective win cons in this deck left. Yeah, absolutely should have waited a turn on the Warleech. That was a mistake. I'm going to have to remember that for future games here. That is a really good answer against our deck, especially as we now have 10 lands here. 11. There's 6 left here. Yeah, it's just not looking great. Sure, dude. I don't really want that. In comes the team, I'm sure, yeah. What's your trick? Heroic charge. Does that kill us? It's pretty close. Don't really have many draws that can get us out of this here. Put one of them into your hand. Lorona's Vortex doesn't get us out of this, so it has to be this. I don't know what we could find, but, I mean... yeah, that won't do it either. Alright, well... Red-white is not a great matchup for us, so let's hope we don't run into that anymore. We are first with a mediocre hand that we will keep. We at least have a Splatter Goblin here. So I could kick this next turn for life and then not do anything this turn. I think we need to do something this turn, right? Turtle not bad in this matchup. Okay. They get their bird. We're probably just going to bounce their bird. Although... Baird is going to trigger every turn now because of these +1/+1 counters. Which definitely sucks. Let's get in with both because Shore Up untaps. Go ahead and bounce their bird in the turn. Okay. Monstrosity. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to trade this for Baird here. Oh no. Oh, I did that wrong. I could have untapped the turtle and kept both cards. That was a mistake. Yeah, it was definitely a mistake. Forgot I gave +1/+1 too. Don't know why, but I did. Attacking with Branch Rider, so I'm suspicious of Lightning Strike here. Oh, I'm suspicious of an onboard trick. What is going on? I'm sorry about this. This is not going particularly well. I guess I'll keep that. See if they want to trade here. This is a race we win. Okay. Well, can't do that again. Okay. We can trade the turtle for it next turn. I mean... They don't have good blocks here. Okay, they go to 2. That seems fine. Well, the grotto could help us kick that other card too, but we also have like Extinguish the Light. So it's interesting how to choose how to tap here, but I'm going to go ahead and... Yeah, got lots of options now. Think I'll... We could take Geyser, bounce this thing, attack with both, counter this on the way back down. They have to jump here. So bounce that. Draw the Exploration. And then attack with both. They're both lethal, so something's got to happen here. Ah, I see, okay. So they gain 4 life. And they can eat the turtle now, which, you know, is a thing. Oh. Well, they had both answers, didn't they? Okay, well, good for you. You did it. You had the exact things you needed. Well, they're just going to make it a 1-1. But they can still pump it. They might have something worse than that. Well, that's a little scary. Okay, play the Essence Scatter. See what we can find here without kicking it. We don't care about putting a land on from our hand. What is Soul Tender good for now? Effectively nothing except getting into the yard to return something. We have used our Shore Up, but not our Rona's Vortex. So Micromancer is great. And if we get Micromancer, we're going to shuffle away Soul Tender anyway. So we'll attack with Turtle. Micromancer going to get Rona's Vortex. And end the turn. So you lose? Yeah. Okay. Alright, just barely got that one there. This deck is not performing as well as I might have wanted it to, but we got a win out of it. Alright, we're on the play with a pretty slow hand, but we do have Soul Tender on 3. Which can trade for something, hopefully. And Splatter Goblin on 2 now. Alright. Infantry is a yikes. Do we want to bounce that now, or do we want to just play Soul Tender? Soul Tender can get Terror cheaper, potentially. We can bounce this next turn. Or we could just mill 3 lands and have this be the exact same. I guess it's good that we didn't draw 3 lands in a row now, right? Squee. Well, I suppose I want to trade for this, right? I'm gonna go ahead and bounce that, get my card, hold this back, try to trade it for Squee and kill the goblin. Okay, no thanks. Alright, we'll kill it anyway. And pass. Okay, well, that's about all we have to do here. Talus Lookout is a good one. So we're going to have to bounce that to your hand, friend. And we'll get on in there. Alright. Now we'll just play this with Shore Up back up here. We are facing down quite the clock of Talus Lookouts, or of flying creatures. Ugh, even more. Yeah, they have all the flying creatures here. And we have all the lands here. So we're dead in 2 turns, right? Pretty much, yeah. Because all they have to do is attack us for 7 down to 9, play a Talus Lookout, and then we're dead next turn. So. Yep. And they can still play the Lookout here. They are getting priority, so they have an instant. I'm not sure how we win this game. We win this game by top decking a Geyser? Oh, they're keeping all their mana. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 lands in our top 20. We have 5 lands out of our last 2 cards here. So, or last 20. It's a common thing to run into in this on this channel. Okay, that's fine. Well, they get a chump blocker, so maybe less fine. And then we'll die next turn. Actually, we might die this turn. Yeah, they're going to exile Squee. Okay. We can go to 1 here, but we'd have to use this to block. We could also go to 1 if we shore this up and keep all of our creatures. So yeah, the only way we win is if they don't have anything here. And if they have something, then basically toast anyway. So 1, 7, 8 here. So yeah, we'll go to 1. And we'll go to 0. I mean, yeah, the Jin trigger was going to get us anyway. So, I mean, again, you draw 12 lands in your top 20, and you only play the game with 8 cards. You're not going to win. So, see if we can salvage one more win out of this deck here. Okay, so I know that I'm one to keep sketchy hands, but this might be a bit too sketchy even for me. So I'm going to send this one back and then keep this, put back Soul Tender, I guess. Play Figment here, see if they get priority. They do, so they have a combat trick. Important things to note. Always just keep note of that if they don't have any plays, but then you play a play, they get priority, they have a combat trick here. Really wanted to land there. Can't block, because again, they have a combat trick, so... Alright, so do we do Espionage, or do we do Geyser here? I'm gonna do Geyser to try to prevent some extra damage coming our way. I know it gives us one fewer look at a land this turn, but it helps us not be under pressure anymore. And they found their color, so they're unscrewed. Let's see if we get screwed again. Yeah, we found the land here. So... Now we could just Geyser again. We could play Soul Tender. Trades with that just fine. So does Splatter Goblin. But again, they have the combat trick here. So just gonna try to hit my land drops. Nope. I might keep this up in case they play like some stupid dumb 6-drop that I want to just bounce for tempo. So I'm not going to attack with Tide Turner for that reason. Yeah, there's the stupid dumb 6-drop. And I think for tempo, I'm just going to send that back to their hand. Miss more land drops. Need to try to find my lands here. There's the dumb 6-drop again. Send that back to their hand. I think we bounced like 7 things this game. Or this, what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? Just 4 times? It feels like it's been way more than 4. Badger, Vanguard holding up Gaia's Might here. Okay. Okay, they forgot they have the combat trick and they're just sitting there on their own turn. Well, can't say anything to them except your go, so let's see how long it takes them to notice here. Well, at least they're burning their time out, so maybe that's good for the future. Alright, it gets to my turn. I'm probably just going to kick the Monstrous War Leech. See if I can hit the Terror or the Necromass, maybe. It's also a 2-mana Tolarian Terror. So I could do this, kick the War Leech. No, I can't do both. I could potentially do both if I hit a spell into the yard. So do this. We did hit a spell along with 4 lands, or 3 other lands. So that's good. However, this is still only a 3/3. So, alright, they found it back. They just disconnected or something, or just forgot that Gaia's Might was giving them priorities here. Let's see if they go for the Destroy Evil on the Tolarian Terror. If they do, it makes Monstrous War Leech better. Iconoclast. Still holding up Gaia's Might. I see. Let's start here and see if this War Leech gets any bigger. It doesn't. It kind of does. Now again, they have +2/+2, so this is a decent attack. It would only trade. They could have the oh gosh, the uncommon one that would target this and then make this +2/+2 and a 1/1 counter and a 1/1 counter on these. It would eat this, and that would be horrible for us. So in the event that it's that, I'm actually just not going to attack here. Because next turn we'll have double black to hold up Extinguish the Light in response to that. Because they just straight up chose not to play this. Well, they only had 5 mana, so. So they couldn't. Okay. Geyser's a decent little draw here. Don't need the life. So I'll do this one. We are at 11 cards, so important to note that. Go to combat. 1, 2, 3, 4. They've got the combat trick here. Gives +3/+3 now. So they're going to do it to this one. Or they might just try to trade with Terror, I guess. But that's also fine because now they go to 1. Oh, they also had Destroy Evil. Yeah. And then here comes the Gaia's Might. Colossal Growth. +3/+3. It was not kicked. So I could kill this in response, but the thing is, if they just drop this next turn, and I can't kill it, then we have no way to get through. So I'm going to let this trade happen. Again, they go to 5. And I'm going to put more power and toughness on the board here. We can extinguish the light on our turn if we need to. There's the Sojourner, and here's the Bog Badger. No Bog Badger. Okay. Well, let's see what's on top. It's probably fine. Let's go ahead and kill this and make this unblockable. Ah, that's definitely a mess up as far as if they kill the Soul Tender here, which they have to, we should have played Swamp so we can get it back. Yeah, they have to kill Soul Tender. Now we can't even activate this. Wait, was this attacking too? Oh, okay. Sure. Math, folks. It's not everyone's strong suit. Opponent goes first, and we have bounce.deck here. So we'll keep this and look to just probably bounce all their plays. Well, unfortunately we don't have a play here, so I'm going to have to pass this one back. I would like a land. Thank you. Okay. I'd like another land. No. It's not bad. Tap land? I mean, I guess. We can kick this here now. But then we'd have to discard a card, which we don't want to do. We can kick this. I'd like to make this unblockable. Which means we'd have to use a geyser here. We could play Micromancer, go get Shore Up. Horrible auto-tapping. Not that we necessarily really wanted to use Rona's Vortex that way, but the auto-tapper didn't even give us the choice. I'd really like to hold up Essence Scatter here. Is there a way to do that while still attacking? I'm not sure there is. We do Espionage, but then we have to discard a card, which I don't want to do. We could just Rona's Vortex this down to the bottom of their library. Then we could still have Extinguish the Light for next turn if we wanted. Shields down for a moment. You got another one. Okay. We can do this and hold up Essence Scatter still now. Haunting Figment for the win. Okay. I'm not going to make them discard here. Because I'd like to do Micromancer, get Shore Up. No, I need to do that first in case I drew Shore Up. Oof, that was almost punished. In case I drew Shore Up, that would have been awful. Boar took Bone Rattle. That's fine, I think. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, it goes right back to the battlefield. That's less fine. We don't need the life, so I'm not going to kick this. Can play the War Leech kicked and still hold up Shore Up here. Do we want to kick the War Leech though? What could we mill? Nothing great. We'd want to mill these two. We could mill some creatures to make Necromash cheaper, I guess. Our plan on winning this game is Haunting Figment surviving. I'm pretty sure. So I guess we'll do this. We did hit 3 creatures, so that makes this... Or 2 creatures. No, 3. We hit 3, so that makes this cheaper. They put a card on top. Oh, gaining 5 life. Come on. Unfortunately, these Soul Tenders are going to mill us pretty hard here. We're going to have to watch out for our deck. No, 1, 2, 3 here. Go ahead and do this. I'm not sure we can outrace this deck damage. Stupid life. They were dead next turn. They have a nice little black-green, kind of colorful graveyard deck here. Uh-oh. Do they have the board sweeper? Is it going to turn it black? Okay. Well, we can't make this unblockable anymore. Unless we use the Shore Up. this mills us for more, but we still have 3 extra turns after this to try to win. One, two, 3. Dumping our hand out here. Do we have good attacks? No. They would eat this, they would eat that. Yeah, no attacks. Alright, so 3 left and a land is on bottom. How many lands do we have left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Uh-oh. 15, 16, 17. So we have literally all lands left in our deck. So we have to attack every turn now. And hope it's enough. Well, this is lethal. This is still lethal. Do we have it? This is lethal, and if they go for a removal spell, we can shore up. Awesome. Okay. Probably shouldn't have won that one. No reason to attack with the illusionist there, like, at all. So, but you know, we take the wins where we get them. Alright, we go first with Essence Scatter and Tolarian Geyser, followed by Micromancer. So this is pretty good. This person has a black soul in their shoe, so we're gonna pay attention to that. Red, white, oh, what's the play? Samite Herbalist. I'm gonna let that resolve so that we can use 3 mana with the Geyser this turn to bounce it, and the next turn we can either Turtle or Micromancer. I think I'll go ahead and Micromancer here, and I don't know if we should find Vortex or Shore Up. My Inkling says Vortex to get rid of some of these aggressive creatures from them. So let's see if they have like Lightning Strike or something. Yeah, here's Herbalist. Attacking us with a combat trick. No need to block while we have Vortex. To blow that out at some point. Baird, yeah, that's a good one. I'd like to get the kicker on this at some point. So what we can do is we can do this. We can hold up Essence Scatter and Rona's Vortex now. Okay. Okay, they attack with everything. We go to block, so we block Baird. They go to play a combat trick. We run as Vortex the Baird. Then we counter it on the way back down. It's almost like I knew exactly how that turn was going to go. Okay. 6 mana. Could just play a Necromass. Yeah, let's just do that. It's hard for a red-white deck to deal with a 5/5. It's a pretty good one. Swamp is not. We can't really wait for kicker much longer on this. So let's make them bring that back to their hand here. There's the kicker. Don't need that. They are getting priority stall for time, I see, okay. And then play a turtle. That's a good one. It's especially good because it means Guardian can now attack by enlisting Tori. Oh man. So what they can do is they're gonna... but then they can get rid of 2 cards. Gosh, this card is so annoying. Okay, end the turn. Now they're going to enlist Tori to make this a 5/2 indestructible attacker. And this won't even kill it. They're going to go straight to the counters, probably? Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. We might have an out here to kill the Guardian. But man, Tori is also good. Oh crap. They're at 15? Here comes a very loud train. Yeah, I did this totally wrong here. I should have killed the Tori before all these triggers happened. Because now we're taking 8. and don't really have a good plan for next turn. They're going to go for a combat trick on Tori. Flowstone Infusion to kill the turtle post-combat, maybe, if they let this happen? That's the only way they would have put this like they did. Otherwise, they would have just killed the Micromancer. So what they have is like a post-combat something. It's not take up the shield. Because they've already passed priority to damage. So if it's take up the shield, they would have already used it, right? Yeah, if I'm not mistaken about how the stack works, they've already passed priority to damage, which means it's not take up the shield here, I think. Okay. We still have to take a bunch. That's not bad to block Guardian and kill the Phoenix chick, to be honest. I think they have Flowstone Infusion, though. We have to put at least a little bit of pressure on them. Well, that kills us next turn now. Not sure we're going to be able to squeak by this red-white deck. Lots of aggro this this draft. Yeah, that happens. Go ahead and attack with that, enlist that, gain your life, scry your 3. Really nice top deck, because now Phoenix Chick survives. Past blockers. It's not attacking, is it? No. Well, that won't protect it from well, how did that happen? It was already indestructible? Oh, it was already indestructible, so. Okay, well, we have to find an answer here. Resolves. That won't do it. We have like a tribute to Urborg we could find, potentially. That also won't do it. Draw. Wait, did I bottom something that could have been lethal here? No. We have them down to 1. Yeah, put them down to 1. We were very close. They almost let themselves dead, but we couldn't quite get it. 1-1. Not often you see 1-1 be the score there, but Yeah, it's tough. This format's tough. This format's definitely tough to get the wins, you know? Get those trophies. Go up against red-white aggro, and sometimes you just lose. We didn't really get there fully with this deck. You know, we had one Terror, one Necromass. Lots of removal, but really not enough threats to finish out that game. But you know what? Still a sweet deck. Had some fun games. Thanks for so much for sticking around to the end of this video, and I will see you next time for your daily draft.